All right. This is a bad start. My mic ain't working, is it?
It is.
But I can't hear you.
Oh, sure you can.
No, sure I can't.
Well, then
Can't
how'd
hear
you know I said sure you can?
But I'm hearing you through the computer. I'm not hearing you through the way I'm supposed to be hearing you.
Okay, well, you're hearing me, and
Yeah,
we
but
sound great, so let's go.
No, just stop it. Trust me. Hold on. Because I can't hear anything on the phones. We're going to have to restart the show.
No, you're not. Just go
Yes.
to
No, you don't. Yeah, just James, please, just stay out of this. This is between me and Ed. We've been working on this, so please just.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not hearing anything through. It's all coming through the computer. It's not coming through the Zoom.
Killing me.
Hold on. We went through this 2 hours ago. Don't tell me I'm killing you. I trusted you. It says the audio output speak like I'm hearing James through the computer, but not in my headphones.
So you do the little gear thing, audio input.
I can't hear you, James. Now.
Oh, sound great.
Yeah, I'm a bail. I'm a bail and just start the whole thing over. Scrap this. Ed'll fix it. Ed knows what he's doing. There he is. Now Ed's in my thing. All right, now say something, James.
Something, James.
Okay, hey, there it is. All right.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Okay,
all right, ready to
you're
go.
telling me you were looking at the same screen I was. You couldn't figure out what was wrong?
No, I'm telling you that I didn't touch anything because I talked to you an hour and a half ago and said I have some problems, so set it up, and I wasn't going to touch anything. You set it up. I wanted you to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm telling you.
I'm hanging up now.
Yep. All right, I'm going to start the show over anyway. Okay, there we go. All right, James. Oh, man, you know what? We shouldn't start the show over.
Yeah, because you'd have to make a whole new link and everything.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Ready to go.
Just
We're only 3 minutes into it.
I know. That's fine. All right. Give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and I'll just jump in like the pro that I am.
5, 4, 3.
All right, welcome into the Pillow Talk edition of Pugs Company, heard each and every Sunday through Thursday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.-ish. More on that in a moment. We also come back and do a show from noon to 2 each and every day. That's called the High Noon Edition. Now, that's a little bit more, I don't know, what would you say? Topic-driven. It's a current events show. I'm going to give you absolutely everything that you need to know going on in the world around you so that you can move and you can be considered one of the people that knows stuff. And should you ever get confronted around the water cooler or stopped in the parking garage by someone smoking a cigarette and they say, "Hey, did you hear about?" You can say, "I sure did, because I listened to the High Noon Show with Pugs and Company." Now, each and every night, that company could be any number of people. It is traditionally E during the day, and Sunglasses, his alter ego, at night, and also occasionally, but certainly I would say consistently during the Pillow Talk edition, this edition, James Parker from New Orleans. Welcome in, James.
Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. Now, Sunglasses is not joining with us this evening. He will not be with us this evening. Not here. Nope, not going to be here. Too busy.
It's probably a valid excuse, though, right?
Well, he went to see the Toadies. You mentioned the Toadies, and they're in Dallas tonight, so he decided that he needs to go see the Toadies. So that's where he is tonight. This show isn't important enough to him, so he's just going to see the Toadies, and maybe he'll call in, and maybe he will not. I don't know. I can't tell you. We'll find out.
Well, I definitely can't say anything because they got me on Thursday.
Well,
right?
No, look, that's fine. I will make. There are certain bands, certain performers, certain things that I will make allowances for, and I suppose the Toadies would be one. So
thank you.
That is perfectly fine
Appreciate
for both you and E. I do have a programming note to offer you. This is important, so I'll give you a second to pull out your little pads. Now, I asked you all to carry pads and a paper. In a little pen around with you, pen in the front pocket, little pad of paper in the back pocket. So go ahead. I'll give you a second to get those out. Okay. Tonight's show is going to be shorter than normal. I apologize for that. Tonight's show is only going to be 1 hour as opposed to the 2 hours that we usually do. Why, you ask? Hey, Pugs, why is the show only going to be 1 hour instead of 2 hours? Well, I'll tell you. That's because I have my kid. He's in the other room, and I have to take him to school in the morning, and I have to wake up extraordinarily early. What time you wake up in the morning, James?
Oh, well, this week, whenever I want, basically.
Well, that's pretty nice.
On a normal day, 6 a.m.
Yeah, I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. So, like, on a normal day when you're doing the show with us, you're waking up at 6 a.m.?
Yes.
Are you going to bed right after the show, or do you stay up for a couple hours?
I can't really go to bed right after a show, so it takes me about an hour.
No chance. Yeah, I need about an hour and a half, 2 hours before I can fall asleep. And because of that, we're gonna cut the show at 10 o'clock. But also, here's the reason. It's not, oh, Pugs, well, you can't do 2 shows. No, it's, look, look, we are coming to you live from the Palatial Guest House high atop the 1%er compound here in Highland Park. And the Palatial Guest House is not exactly palatial. It's small. And right here here, listen, on the other side of this wall, the other side of that wall, the kid is in there right now. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably looking at stuff. But I can't be out here going blah, 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 when this kid's got to go to bed. And, so I got to make sure he's in bed. Got to do all that. Yeah, look, I'm part-time custody, dad kind of deal. I get him on weekends. I can't screw this up. It's a big deal for me. I got to get him to school tomorrow. I got to get him to school tomorrow with food in his belly. I got to get him to school tomorrow rested up. And I got to get him, most importantly, I got to get him to school tomorrow not looking like, what? I was just knocking. I expected you would knock back. What do you want? Okay, go in there. Okay, I didn't mean for it to scare you. See, I rousted him from the palatial master bedroom here in the Palatial Guest House high atop the 1%er compound. I gotta get him to school looking presentable.
How does he have a school up in Highland Park?
He doesn't. So that's why we gotta get up early. I gotta drive him all the way up to his place, and we got a bike in the car. We got stuff that we gotta. Where you going? Oh, just letting the dog out. Okay. But here's the problem. James, how many boys do you got?
2.
You got 2 boys. Do they use combs? Mine claims he doesn't use combs. He got out of the shower. You can see something from right there, but don't you come on camera. You look terrible. Well, you look, you're clothes on.
Why do you even have a clothes? Why do you even have a comb? You don't have hair.
Why do I? Did you hear that shot? That's the kind
that hurts. That hurts just being a part of the conversation.
That's what I get.
Hurts.
You see, he doesn't even need a comb. Well, of course, I had a comb here for him, and since he's the only person who uses a comb, is this another thing with your kids, James? They don't put anything back where they belong.
Yeah, they most certainly don't do that.
So, of course, the one and only comb that we have here, because again, yes.
How many times have you lost your phone?
How many times have I lost my phone? Never.
Okay.
How many times have I lose my phone? Just trying to
He sounded skeptical of your never claim.
He lies about stuff that just to make me look bad in front of people. Like yesterday, we're at a football game. And we're sitting with all these people. You can sit right there if you want to start heckling.
I'm listening. Nah, you can keep talking.
Okay.
Nah, you have permission to keep talking, Dad.
Gee, thanks. So we're at this football game, and we spent the afternoon on the Katy Trail, the beautiful Katy Trail. Oh, what a day it was on the Katy Trail here in Dallas. Do not come on camera.
I'm pulling up a seat.
Oh, you're pulling up a seat. Okay. So we're out on the Katy Trail yesterday. Gorgeous day. Gorgeous. And can I just tell you, guess what we saw? Guess what me and the boys saw on the Katy Trail? And I'll get back to the story in a second.
What'd you see on the Katy Trail?
My first ever homosexual throuple.
Not me.
What do you mean? You ever seen a homosexual throuple out there in the wild?
Maybe not with dudes, but with chicks.
What did we see, May? Speak up.
All 3 extremely gay dudes.
We did. What constitutes extremely gay dudes? They were dudes.
Was there a boa involved?
Was there a poet involved?
There could be a legitimate reason to call something extreme. There are shades of gay.
I will say this: I have a little bit more experience than the young lad, but
Yeah, you do.
I too would have described them as extremely gay. I was just questioning what puzzle pieces he put together to come to that conclusion, because they were extremely gay.
I put together the puzzle pieces everyone else did.
Okay, all right. Except you're 12, so you don't have the life experience for that.
Oh, yeah, you are different.
They were shirtless. They were, they were walking shirtless.
That adds to it. That's part of it. Yes.
They were buff. They all had interesting facial hair, like beards, like really well trimmed beards and stuff.
So not like yours.
One was actually shirtless in tight blue jeans.
Apparently, your son thinks you'd make a terrible gay guy.
Yeah, he would. Well, he's proof. He's kind of proof positive of that. So give that to myself. But they were walking 3 wide down the pedestrian trail.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No, 3 wide. No, usually 2 people walking. You don't want.
It sounded dirty. It just sounded dirty.
Well, and they were all holding hands. They were all holding hands. Like, which
kinda
one is
sweet.
a couple? Well, I thought maybe one's a couple and there's a friend. But no, I could not accurately determine which one was the primary couple, because they were all 3 holding hands. It was like a big love episode. It was like a I don't know what it was like. It was a throuple. I'd heard tell of this phenomena that is occurring in the world. I've often heard them be, let's be honest, mainly heterosexual thruples are what I know of. But I'd never really seen the homosexual thruple out there in the wild. And there they were in all their glory.
I think we're a little off track.
Yeah, it's a little different for me because I used to live with a lesbian couple, and they're still kind of out of my top 5 best friends. They're 2 of the top 5. And so I've seen them both like meet a girl and be like, she's really pretty. Oh, I think so too. I really like her. I do too. And it seems like it would be, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often within gay couples, because y'all are both attracted to the same people. Unlike me and my wife are less likely to be attracted to the same person than
But
2
what-
people of the same sex who are
What
gay.
you seem to be describing as a couple and a stray. This looked to be like a full-time throuple.
Yeah.
This
So
seemed-
the couple and the stray is an unavoidable necessity unless they all 3 just happen to meet at the same time, which is incredibly unlikely. So yeah, I am describing a couple and a stray, but that's how throuples start. And
Yeah,
I've seen them be maintained for long periods of time. And I think I've told the story on your show that I was witness to a heterosexual throuple. The guy.
Hold that thought. Yes, what? This is not going to work with you trying to get my attention.
I'm
What?
not trying to get your attention. I was wondering
What are you wondering?
why are we so off track?
Oh, do you hear that, James? He wants to know why we're so off track. He's over here. He's line producing me.
Executive producer, right?
He's trying to keep me on subject. So
You said you were going to talk about a story. It's been about 5 minutes since we've heard anything about said story. All we've been talking about is gay thruples.
all right, listen, dude, I am a professional. I know what I'm doing. I do what I do in order to make the story more interesting. Yes, occasionally we will run down rabbit holes. That's what this is.
And think about it, Mason. We always start the show with the monologue 42 minutes into the show.
Can't hear you, thankfully. You can only hear my end of things. So he has no idea. All right, so fast forward. After we do like 10 miles on bikes on the Katy Trail, we end up going to a football game. And then out of nowhere, I go,
Which is less gay.
what? Yeah, what?
Which is less gay.
Well, there was nothing that we were doing that was either gay or straight. We were just riding bikes on the trail. I don't know what you're getting at, James. So we went to a football game at Highland Park High School. It was a kids game. They got to play there on the field, and we're sitting with a bunch of parents. And it came up that we were on the Katy Trail. They go, well, how far did you go? And I go, well, we went all the way down to the American Airlines Center, and then we rode our bikes around the American Airlines Center, and then we rode all the way back up the trail. They're like, how far did you go? I'm like, oh, about 6 miles. And out of nowhere, my kid goes, yeah, but you walked half the time.
Yeah, you did. You walked up every single hill.
He's doing it again. That is absolutely not true. That is this.
Why is he sandbagging you?
I don't know. He said it's like this is his new thing at 12 years old. Any point.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah, well, I can't be bothered with you. Thank you. Okay, go away. All right. Thank you, son.
You're welcome.
There he goes. He's adorable, isn't he? He's got this new thing, at 12 years old. All right, stop distracting me. He's got this new thing at 12 years old where he's everything I do is stupid and everything I do is lame, and he needs to jazz it up by creating some ridiculous event that occurred. Now, I'm a professional broadcaster. Well, semi-professional. I wouldn't call this professional. Semi-professional broadcaster. Now, I'm the one that knows how to make up stories out of whole cloth that are at least somewhat based out of a real situation. And now I got him doing it. All right, hold on, James. I know what we're doing here. I'm sorry, folks. It's very distracting today. We're going to talk about a bunch of things. I want to get into the Astro World thing. I got this. I got this sent this list. You know how I love lists. It's about comedians. I have a real problem with it. It's supposedly the 25 greatest comedians of all time. Maybe we'll have time for that. We'll get into it. I don't know. I'm really hot about that. I'm really passionate about some of these ridiculous. Lenny Bruce. Don't get me started. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Is James there? James is there. Okay. I couldn't tell if you were paying attention or not. All right, what do you say? Let's get into a little bit of what we like to do here each and every night. James Martindale Parker.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you. Your time. Just winding up some mic cords over here. Don't mind me. Oh, you want some jokes? Yeah, I got some jokes. Hey, according to the Daily Mail, President Biden raised eyebrows when he audibly broke wind at the UN climate summit. But he saved himself with a killer punchline. He was like, come on, man. Is this something about emissions or what?
Okay, I like that. I like that. That was solid. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. The House passed, I know y'all like fart jokes. The House passed President Biden's $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, and Americans' roads and bridges are falling apart so bad it's worse than Pug's career.
Oh!
Absolutely crumbling. Infrastructure's crumbling. Yesterday, we gained 1 hour, and I took advantage of it. I went swimming immediately after eating lunch. So that was...
Oh, come on, crowd. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
They're allowed to have their opinion. It's okay. Hey, Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver is getting his own reality show. Did you hear about this one?
I did
It's
not.
called The Amazing Racist. Well, no, he got in trouble for saying the N-word. Did you see this one?
Yeah,
The Phoenix Suns owner is in trouble for saying the N-word. But the good news for Sarver is he just signed an endorsement deal with Cracker Barrel.
Okay. All right.
Spencer, have you seen this? The Princess Diana biopic?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
It's now playing in theaters nationwide. Kristen Stewart plays Lady Di. Camilla Parker Bowles is portrayed by Dog the Bounty Hunter. Oh, a lot of Camilla Parker Bowl fans. Sorry. Still waiting. All right. Move along. All right. 3 weeks after pulling Brown Sugar from their U.S. tour, the Rolling Stones are now under pressure to drop Honky Tonk Women, which is offensive to honkies.
I don't know. I just thought maybe Rolling Stones, The Who,
And finally, thank God.
Finally, here we go.
Happy birthday to Tara Reid, who turns 46 years old tomorrow. If you want to get her a present, she could use a cheeseburger.
Ohio! James Parker, ladies and gentlemen. Every night he appears here in the... Don't let the dog in here. Don't see. Now we got a problem. You got to grab her by the collar. You got to put her... No, you please take her with you.
I haven't done anything all day.
Anything all day. Stupid. God. I know that.
Get the dog. Don't move that. Get the dog. Oh, God. This is why we don't do the show when the kid is here.
Shut up.
Did you tell me to shut up?
I just did.
You can't let him get away with it. You're going to have to choke him out like on Friday.
Grab a piece of food and lure her that way. You know how to lure a dog. She honestly, dude, she can't be out here. She's going to hit the camera. Go with him. All right, close the door. Oh, see, she went with you without even having to be baited. All right, James, each and every show, as you know, we like to start with a little something I call a moment of joy, a little something to pick you up, a little something to make you happy. Now, on a previous show, a couple of days back, we were talking about a lack of little people, right?
What do you
Remember
mean?
I was saying that I haven't really seen any. When I was little, it seemed like there were little people all over the place. And now for some reason, oh, hold on. We don't have a merged chat. Let me fix that. There we go. All right, now.
Oh, good idea. All right,
Now-
y'all start leaving messages so everyone can see them. Duh.
I was talking about how when I was little, I used to be fascinated with dwarfs, or as we used to call them in the 70s, midgets. No longer allowed to call them that. Apparently that is not a nice thing to
I
say.
still say that's okay. I still
I
think
don't
that's
care what you think. You're a terrible person. I am trying to be a good, enlightened person. I am trying to grow old gracefully and not be the old man who says the offensive things.
Yeah, well, you can't change the rules on us, and so it's if I don't intend for it to be vulgar, it used to not be vulgar. You can't just pretend like all of a sudden it's unacceptable.
Of course you can. That happens.
I know.
Happens all the time.
Let the record show that neither one of us have ever had any ill intent or humanizing intent when we use that word.
Well, maybe not you and I, but somebody.
Well, somebody does, but not us.
All right, so here's your moment of joy. I wanted to show you this one because this features a little person. I think a little person. I don't know. You tell me. I think it might be a little person. So here's what it is. It's a really funny, super tall kid with a trombone who essentially follows his mom around the house and makes trombone noises.
I've seen this. This is great. Yeah.
Oh, is the mom a midget? A dwarf? Excuse me?
Yeah, she is. She is.
That's what I thought, right? That's why it's funny. So they seem to be
I don't
cool
think
with it.
that has nothing to do with it. That's just kind of an aside. The kid with the trombone's a funny one.
Yeah. All right. So here you go. Oh, you've seen this? So is this old or something? I didn't know this was old.
I saw it maybe a couple months ago. It's not that old.
All right, I just saw it. All right, so here you go. This is called Sound Affecting My Mom. And like this is pretty awesome. Here we go. Your moment of joy. Wait, let's start already. How do you get so tall? I guess it's not genetic.
Don't even do that.
It just makes me laugh. Mom seems cool with it.
Took a slide.
Enough.
He's funny. No?
Oh, definitely.
Disney? I like that one. Look at her. Mom seems. I like this one.
That's a good one right there.
And this one's the final one.
Right, your face. God.
All right. So at least Mom seems cool with it. That was fun. That was fun. Wasn't that fun? All right. There's your moment of joy for today. All right. As I said, Sunglasses isn't with us because he's busy. He's busy doing the whole club
Having a
circuit
life.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Oh
for
my God. Oh my God. My kid is in the chat room. Oh, jeez. This isn't going to be good. Please leave him alone. Please understand that the person posing as Pugs and Company is a 12-year-old kid. And if I see anybody start to get a little weird, I'm going to end the show right there and we are done. Get out of the...
Hey, kid, you want some candy?
Yeah.
One of those.
All right. So we won't be talking about some of the things that I was planning on talking about today for obvious reasons. That's out. That's all. Oh, hey, you know something I wanted to mention? This is fun. Do you remember the other day on my moment of joy, I had the girl who added violin music to her boyfriend's apology text? Her boyfriend cheated on her.
Oh, yeah. And so are you going to tell me the fiddle player is someone famous?
No. I was just very...
famous.
Is it?
Yeah, someone pointed that out in the chat and we missed it.
Oh, well, I don't know. What kind of famous? I mean, apparently we saw a super celebrity on the Katy Trail who is like a YouTuber with like 100 million subscribers. And I'm like, that's not famous. That's not. And my kid like thought he saw, it would be like me seeing Madonna, on the Katy Trail. My kid was all excited.
I think her name's Lindsay Sterling.
Okay.
That rings a bell.
As it turns out, the girl who was reading it, she's someone herself. She's got quite a big TikTok following. And so I went and I looked her up and I went and sort of watched a whole bunch of her videos because I thought she was very funny, very creative. And yeah, her handle is at Jax, Jax, at Jax Writes Songs. And she's really funny. She's really talented and really funny. But here's the interesting thing. She's got a couple of videos on there with the boyfriend. Yeah, like the most recent one that was trending the other day was about how the boyfriend cheated on her, right? Well, her boyfriend, the cheater, is featured in a couple of videos. And there's even one where she writes on her boyfriend kind of looks like Carson Wentz, got red hair and a red beard, like that. And so she wrote a song for her boyfriend with her boyfriend sitting right next to her on the couch about stop being mean to redheads. And it's a really funny song, but I'm like watching it and I'm going, you're a cheater. You hurt her. You went home with Emily, her roommate, and now. So that's fun. So if you want to check her out, that's at Jax Writes Songs. I thought
you were going to play the song. You can't do this to me.
Oh, maybe I can. All right. Why not? Well, hey, we're just freeballing it today, right? I mean, we only got, so let's see here.
We do have to talk about the Travis Scott concert.
Yeah, we'll get into that. As a matter of fact, right after this here. So why not?
Right after this. After these messages.
All right. So here, I'll pull.
My favorite vitamin is a supplement from Centrum.
Visit
stupid ass commercials. Here. All right. So we'll pull this up. And then I'll
what if I need some vitamins, dude? Good messages.
Okay. So here we go. So there she is. It's a babysitter
Chelsea
one.
breaks a lot of rules if I'm honest.
She won't tell my parents because I made her promise.
So we're up past her bedtime writing a song to talk about the things we don't tell her mom.
My bedtime's 9 p.m.
It is currently 2 a.m.
Sometimes I eat dessert for dinner.
We both know you don't eat dinner.
I text my boyfriend on my iPad.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
I told her I was allowed to watch rated R movies.
Which wasn't true, and her parents might sue me.
I've seen movies before.
Hey, I'm home.
Bet now.
This woman is my mother, but she's more than just a mom. If you think her job is easy, well, she's here to prove you wrong.
I pushed 2 children out of me, and that shit really hurt. But I do lots of other things aside from giving birth. I put food on the table, I make our house a home. I work 2 jobs until I find the time to call your phone. But you never call me back.
She's a superhero. She's a superhero.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's the next one.
My mom is incredible.
All right, so here's the boyfriend that cheated on her. Hey, look at this.
So my boyfriend asked me to write a song
Full screen.
defending people with red hair and freckles.
What'd you say?
Full screen.
Oh, it's not full screen?
No.
All right, I
Didn't
apologize.
want to get this one wrong, so he's gonna help me sing it.
So here we go.
The hero, my mom is incredible.
Not that incredible.
And nobody knows she's a superhero. Love you. Happy Mother's Day. So my boyfriend asked me to write a song defending people with red hair and freckles. I didn't want to get this one wrong, so he's gonna help me sing it from his perspective. Ron Weasley's the GOAT. Ed Sheeran's a handsome lad. We do have souls. And the sunburn's not that bad. We don't like the phrase carrot top. And we certainly don't like freckle face. And if you're wondering about my fire crotch, yes, the carpets match the drapes. Stop ginger hate, 'cause gingers rock. Gingers are great. Plus they have massive... I can't say that.
Why?
All right, well, there you go. You get an idea of what she does.
Wow, she's really good, huh?
She's fun. She writes a lot of fun songs. All
May's
right.
got a good point when we're getting John Hinckley on the show. Mace, call him.
Yeah. When are
just
we going to
fucking
get
wait.
John Hinckley? Oh, that's another thing that long con has been ruined. I started to feel bad about it. We were driving back from the football game, and he was going through my Spotify, and he legitimately and sincerely pulled up a John Hinckley song and started to play it. like he liked it. And it's almost like the long con. See, what I wanted to do was I wanted to tell my son that I wanted my son to think of John Hinckley as a tremendous musical artist first, and then at some point down the road, learn what he's known for. Roses and lace. Yes. So I explained to him that John Hinckley is actually a guy who killed the president. And so, yeah, I bailed out of that long con. I don't know. I had like a fatherly moment where I didn't want to be like lying to him about that, but I felt it was a victory when he pulled up the song and, was like, hey, let's listen to this one. Like, all right. All right. Speaking of listening to songs and going to concerts and all that. So Friday night.
Man, tough transition there, huh?
Well, it seemed natural.
Right.
Actually. Friday night, we were watching Iron Man, and my text alerts started going off. I have these text alerts for breaking news when something happens. I follow this guy by the name of Steve Lookner, who is like the fastest breaking news artist in the business. If something happens, man, Lookner is on it hours before CNN or Fox News or whatever, and then boom, he's on his YouTube channel and he's doing live coverage. So I don't know, about 11 o'clock. 11:30, I get this alert that Lookner's going live, and it says tragedy at concert in Houston. So I'm like, oh my God, okay, we're gonna have to pull this up. Yeah, and I ended up staying up till like 3 o'clock in the morning watching this the story of Astro World unfold. Now, James, maybe you can help me out here. If on Friday you had said, as a matter of fact, I think we even confused this on Friday. We were talking about the Jenner girls. And E said something to the effect of, they only date basketball players. On Friday, if you had said Travis Scott, NBA player, hip hop artist, I'd say, oh, he's dating Kylie Jenner. He's an NBA player. I don't know who Travis Scott is. I know the name. I mean, it is a name that exists in the popular culture that I am familiar with, but that's about it. I didn't know why it was famous. I just recognized it as a name that I'd heard before. Had you heard of Travis Scott? Are you familiar with his work?
Oh my God, yeah. Travis Scott. It's one of these things where you hear it on the radio and then it gets reinforced because then you hear it in like 10 different movies. and then you hear it in TV shows, and then you're playing Fortnite with your kid, and there's a Travis Scott concert that's happening live in Fortnite, so you got to go walk around in that. Yeah, this guy, he's been around for a long time. He's from Houston, so people who are Texas centric are big fans of him. I'm a hip hop fan to begin with, but the weird thing about Travis Scott is he's the only musical artist I know where his stage name, not the only one, but it's the rare in hip hop, especially for this to happen, where your stage name is normal and your real name is odd. Like his real name's like Jacques something. I don't remember what it is.
Travis Scott is his stage name?
Right. It sounds like James Parker, right? Just sounds like some generic American guy, probably from Texas. And no, I forgot. I'm not the greatest fan of his, but it's Jacques something.
Is that like I think that's the same thing with like Engelbert Humperdinck. Hold on, let me make sure.
No, it's the reverse because
Engelbert
Humperdinck has a normal name, and he jazzed it up for stage purposes.
Right, that's what I mean. It's like you would think that Engelbert Humperdinck would be, like he refused to have a fake name, because who would choose Engelbert Humperdinck as a fake name?
Yeah, but most people have like a weird name, and then they try and get something a little more normal, Casey Kasem or Bob Dylan or something.
Engelbert Humperdinck's real name is Arnold Dorsey. He changed it to Engelbert Humperdinck, which is kind of cool,
Weird.
Yeah. So I was unfamiliar with Travis Scott. I had heard of Astroworld, again, pop culture. I knew that it was a big concert event. I didn't know it was put on by a single guy. I just assumed it was something that was done down at the Astrodome. But boy, I got a hard, cold old man lesson late Friday night when I watched this story unfold. Tell me your thoughts on it. Explain what happened first for people.
If you're telling me, I don't know what started it. I don't know why they rushed the stage, but Travis Scott's on stage at the Astroworld festival that he puts on every year. And for some reason, a bunch of people crushed forward toward the stage. A bunch of people got trampled. A bunch of people had to go to the hospital. Well, I don't know what the final tally was, but I think it was 8 dead.
8, yeah.
Yeah, and 16 people still in the hospital. And that's when I checked on it, I think yesterday.
Yeah, here, let me
I haven't really kept up much today, but yeah.
Okay, so there's just so many strange, weird.
We're missing the most important piece of information. We're still missing is why did they rush the stage? Was he throwing money and making it rain and people wanted it? Was he just had a big bag of joints and he was throwing it out there? I mean,
no.
People crush the stage like that.
Here's what happened. So it was a sold out event. They had all the tickets were sold out, but then hundreds and hundreds at first it was reported that as many as 50,000 people without tickets stormed the campground or grounds wherever it was being held, the Astrodome parking lot, right? I think that's where it was. Yeah. But that's not possible. 50,000 people. I don't think 50,000 people would go, hey, let's all show up without tickets. You know what I mean? Like 50,000 people are going to show up without tickets, all individually of the mind to crash the gate. And that's what happened. Hundreds of people crashed the gate without tickets. They all then began stampeding towards the crowd, the concert stage. This caused a massive crush of the people who were already in there, and people got trampled. A lot of the people who were injured got trampled by stampeding people. Other people got crushed up near the front of the stage. This is the first time this has happened. This happens a lot with general admission seating, and I did not think that general admission seating was still a thing that was allowed anywhere. Back in 79, 80, famously, The Who played a concert in Cincinnati at, was it Riverfront Stadium? Maybe it was. I don't know. Where there was a big crush and 11 people died stampeding through the front doors. Because, they do this thing. Hey, first come, first serve, man. You get there. We're going to open the doors at 7 p.m. First person to get to a good seat. And there's always going to be some fat, slow people in the front who are just going to get absolutely bum rushed by the horde, the marauding horde that is coming behind them. And something like that happened here. But there are just so many stories that are just so hard to believe about what was going. Did you hear this one? Yeah, kiddo. Yeah, aren't you listening? No. Okay, yes, we're talking about the Travis Scott thing. So you're in the chat room, but you're not listening. Oh no, I turned it off. Okay, good. Yeah, stay out of the chat room. Oh boy. All right. So here, let me give you some of the bullet points. Oh my God. I hate this. Stupid pop-ups. Here's one that I really find insane. Cops reveal crazed man injected victims with opioids before stampede that killed 8 at Travis Scott concert. Now, what the chief of police in Houston is saying, and I don't say confirming. I used to say what police are confirming or police are, but ever since the Philly bus train incident, where remember the chief of police in Philly came out and said 30 people were standing around filming with their cameras. They wouldn't even, and that turned out to be untrue because the security cam showed that there was only like 2 people in the train car, other than
You get more libertarian every day.
well, I just think it's well. I think this. I
It's
can't
okay.
believe
It's okay.
anything.
It's okay.
The chief of police in Houston said that, yes, says that somebody was running around jabbing people in the neck with a syringe, which is what caused the panic. I don't believe this for one moment.
No, that did not happen.
Of course it didn't. Why then would a cop get up in front of a camera, TV cameras, and report this? I'll tell you why. Because I think it's in the best interest of a lot of cops out there to paint this idea of society just completely boiling down so that they are somehow justified in using more aggressive and more aggressive behaviors. That's what I think. I think there are cops out there who want the general public to think that the world is 100 times worse than it is so that they can then be somehow justified in using tactics that are maybe not exactly popular in the public sphere right now.
It's way bigger than that. They get to do that, but then they also get to pass more laws to try and control the out of control society that they're having trouble. So they get another slate of things that they can pull you over for or write you a ticket for, or your license plate light is out, or you have the kid in the wrong size car seat, or all these little nitpicky laws. Every single one of these laws is a new power that you're giving to these dudes that already have a pretty full plate going. And so, I want my cops to be focused on, tracking down guys that did property crimes or crimes of violence or domestic assault or, theft, robbery. I don't want them inspecting my damn kid's car seat. That their job's already hard enough. They can't be an expert in everything. And so, yeah, so every one of these little nitpicky things, you're absolutely right. They like to blow it up and they like to pass blame because they're certainly not going to come out and say,
Where's
boy,
the accountability now? I mean, do they not care at all about credibility? I mean, I was raised to think that if a cop stood in front of a camera at a press conference, what he was telling me was credible. But
he's not a cop, though. This guy is a political appointee, or in some cities, they actually elect your chief of police. So what you have here is a bureaucrat, a politician. Street level cops, much less likely to follow this behavior pattern. But when your employment is based solely on your political networking, then you have a different set of motivations than the average cop.
Here are some of the bullet points from the event. 8 people are dead and hundreds more injured after a crush and stampede at Astro World Festival in Texas. Rest of the festival has now been scrapped after revelers surged towards the stage on Friday. That was another thing. On Saturday, there was a whole bunch of stuff going around on Twitter. I didn't check any of the others, but a whole bunch of stuff. People cutting videos, being really upset that they couldn't go to the concert. Kind of a broken individual doesn't understand why the concert might be canceled on Saturday after 8 people are killed due to a security concern. I mean, that's a real crowd control issue when 8 people are killed. Could you imagine being that vapid? Could you imagine?
Well, no, there's a legit complaint. It's like, how come these other idiots ruined it for me?
Okay,
I've been
that's the complaint. But you must embrace the idea that the right thing to do would be to cancel the Saturday show until they can figure out exactly where the lapse in security was that caused it.
Well, I mean,
You can be
maybe.
upset, you can be bummed out, and you can want your money back, and you should get your money back, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be like, no, come on, we'll be good. What? What? What are you talking about? At the time, Travis Scott was performing on stage at the festival in Houston's NRG Park. One of the narratives was that some individuals were injecting others with drugs.
That can't be a thing, dude. That's
Houston
just not.
Chief.
People don't do that. There's no incentive to do it. There's no sort of weird fetish or
Thank you.
psychosis to do it. I've seen dudes that sniff shoes. I've seen dudes that like to stab people with needles just to watch their reaction or whatever, but not inject them with opioids. It's not believable.
What is the motivation for such a thing? What was I
Right,
mean,
it has to
people are
it
just crazy. They don't need motivate. No, for something like this, you're right. This is not a thing. They're giving away drugs? Is that what they're doing? Are they just giving away?
Yeah.
They're buying the drugs to just give away randomly to people.
Right,
And
and
this is
everything you're
also a
saying,
rich guy.
all the pushback here is, it has the same energy as the people who think they're putting drugs in your kids' Halloween candy.
Yeah, right. Do you know how expensive edibles are? Nobody is giving edibles away to trick-or-treaters, and they're certainly not giving them away from the bucket load. Like a candy bar, an edible candy bar is like $50. They're not giving those away.
Well, it's also like even if you did like lace some candy with X, what's the end game here? Step 1, we give some suburban kid a lace Snickers. Step 2, he takes it home and he starts rolling. Step 3 is what? What are you doing?
You
Like,
don't get to see any of it.
right. You're not even a part of it.
Right.
Take people's word for it, or you just like check the websites, the news to see if any kid went to the hospital or something. Oh, I was that guy.
One security enforcement agent was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. He went unconscious, and then they had to administer Narcan, Chief Finner added. Interesting that the only victim to this was not a civilian, but a law or a security guard or off-duty cop or whatever the hell he was, right? It's not...
Yeah, they say that 8 other people died, but they didn't go into any detail about the humanity of their situation like they did this guy. That's a fair point.
Concert attendees can be heard on multiple videos shouting, "Stop the show, stop the show." This is true. Did you see any of this?
Well, I don't know. Had he played sicko mode yet?
Is that one of his songs? Is that why my son keeps referencing it in the chat room? I don't know what that is.
I'm looking at the parking lot on Google Maps.
It looked bad. I've seen the video. I've got some of the videos. We'll show them as we go on here. He's up there. Like, there's one video that's really kind of upsetting. He's up there on stage, rah, 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 doing whatever it is. By the way, he sounds like he's using that Cher machine. Like, does he not have a beautiful natural singing voice, or is it all?
He is a very heavily auto-tuned guy. Yeah.
Yes. So he's up there in robot mode going blah, 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 and he's like on a crane over the crowd. And right in front of him, all hell is breaking loose. There are people, there's CPR being administered to people, and he's just looking at them. And then off, I don't know, maybe 20 yards further, you can see a train, a cavalcade of red and blue Mars lights trying to make their way through the crowd. And he's still up there going, "All right, who wants to get in?" Dude, at what point do you go, whoa, 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 hold on. What is going on here? This dude just kept going. He didn't tell people to stop. He didn't stop, or attempt in any way, shape, or form to calm the people down, just to allow the emergency vehicles to reach the people who are dying. As we know now, 8 people died. I mean, I don't know this kid, this Travis Scott guy, but holy shit, man, you gotta be more responsible. You gotta at least make an attempt to stop the crowd, or to calm your crowd, to say, "All right, everybody, stop. We're going to hold on now. We've got a bit of an incident here. Everybody just move away, move out of the way of the," but he didn't. He just kept going from one song to another. And then at another point, there's a video, and I'll play that for you. The entire crowd, not the entire crowd, that's overstating it, but a large portion of the crowd can be heard chanting, "Stop the show, stop the show." And he's like, he's just up there like still doing his thing.
Now, look, he has a song called "Highest in the Room" where he brags about being the highest person in the room. I mean, it's very likely he was not able to comprehend and process what's going on in front of him. He probably can't see well. And even if you give him all the benefit of the doubt, I'm really interested in seeing this video where they're saying "Stop the show," because if you hear the entire crowd chanting "Stop the show" and you don't know something's up, that's starting to get past my boundaries of, I'm a pretty tolerant, open-minded guy and give people the benefit of the doubt, but you're making this sound really, really bad.
Yeah. Well, I
have not seen any of this video.
All right. Well, here we'll run through some of the videos.
Oh man, I hate looking through Carnage videos. I got to watch this.
No, I don't think we're going to see very much carnage in here. Although I
Okay.
haven't seen these particular videos. Let's see. All right, let me close that out. All right, we don't need that. Yay. Okay. Hold on, give me a second here, folks. I want to make sure we get the right ones. I don't know what this one is. This one. All right, let's see what's happening.
A mic rumble's happening. You got to cut off the low pass.
Here you go. See, look at him up there. All right, so that's just a quick video. That's happening right underneath him. That's not a good look. I don't know if there's any stop the show ones. Oh, okay, this looks to be a stop the show one. Here we go.
You thinking you can hear that? We can't see it. Can you put it up?
Yeah, no, I couldn't put the blame on him for that. Just to be fair, I don't know that he could hear that, but it does seem to be. There was a different video from the front of the stage. Somebody was holding a camera up to the back, and you could really hear the crowd much louder than this. This seems to be inside the area where some people were chanting.
Anything worth seeing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anything. Yeah, I mean, other than people were chanting it, but that's certainly not. Okay, let's see what this is. Do you believe in love after love? There you go. That's exactly. Can I just tell you, that sounded terrible. That sounded terrible. It was all over modulated and.
Who, me or Travis Scott?
No, Travis Scott. I thought that was my.
We're getting
microphone was
someone's
doing
cell phone microphone interpretation of what was in the room.
Here, let's see what this is. All right, here. Maybe this is a different video. This looks like the same video, right? Oh, we're not sharing it. Sorry. All right, so I guess I can't pause it.
Language.
Nah, this is a famous video. That's some, I don't know, Lonzo Ball looking kid who climbed up on the camera platform and was pleading with the camera guy to try and stop the show or something. And he got shoved off by security. Like, get out of here, kid. So that was kind of a sad one. We saw this. See, that sounds terrible. It sounds like a terrible concert. All right, now this is the Lonzo Ball. I see he's up on the camera. And then there's a girl.
Exactly right. Who answered this guy? Who answered this guy?
All right, did you hear that?
Who asked for this? What?
No, that's Travis Scott on stage saying, "Who's asking me to stop? Who's asking me to stop?"
Okay.
So maybe he doesn't know what's happening, right? So that happened again. All right, here.
Who answered this guy?
Who asked me to stop? Maybe.
Who answered this guy? That's what y'all came to do, chase me. Let's go.
College.
I don't know what that
I
is.
love you.
All right, so
Visceral reaction. Sorry.
Yeah. So now I guess the argument can be made that he had no idea what was going on, but he's obviously responding to the chance of stop the show. And I think he thinks he's being heckled. I think he thinks because he says, "Who asked me to stop? Who asked me to stop? Put your hands up if you want me to stop." That's what he just said. There.
Right. That's what I heard.
So I would think that he did not know the severity of what was going on.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
But there is another video that I'm going to play for you here which shows quite clearly him looking at a bunch of emergency vehicles trying to come through the crowd, and he is doing absolutely nothing to help the emergency vehicles. In fact, he's imploring his audience to get rowdy or to get or whatever. Now, again, we don't know that he understood the seriousness of what was happening, that people were dying. But still, if you're on stage and you've gathered this many of your fans and you see something like this going on, don't you take a beat? Don't you take a beat and go, what's going on, and walk off the stage and talk to somebody and say, what am I seeing out here? What are you hearing? What's going on over the radios?
No, because this never happens. This guy does probably 250 concerts a year, and this has never had. This is not under the realm of he should have known what's going on. It could have been the cops going out to bust some dude who's smoking a blunt on the stage.
No, okay, you got to see this, James. You're wrong. This is an
Well,
emergency
please show me.
vehicle
Please
trying to
show
come
me.
through here. All right, let's see here. I mean, it's obviously.
Look, and can we all just keep in context from Travis Scott's point of view? This is the biggest thing he does every year, and his heyday was like 5 years ago. So this is probably his biggest moneymaker of the day. He puts up millions of dollars to make this thing happen, and he can't have it fail. And if it does fail, it costs him. He does, instead of making $4 million, he loses $4 million. This is like,
he's not going to make any money on this.
Right.
This is going to cost him a lot in litigation.
So
there are 8 families.
So if you're on stage and you have an $8 million swing, versus $4 million to the positive or $4 million to the negative on the success of this concert, you have a pretty big incentive to not want to stop it or not have it be interrupted, especially not by the cops.
Yes, if you're a garbage human being who is only motivated by income and not humanity.
Well, then you also have to throw in, does he know people are dying? Now,
but again, he sees an emergency vehicle struggling to make its way to obviously help somebody. And he doesn't seem to be in here. Let's just watch.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just hadn't seen it.
All right. Following video contains images that some viewers may find upsetting. And I'm not casting blame. I don't. All right. I think that's the 14-year-old kid that died. See if there's another video. All right. Oh, so these are all going to be just a string of videos. This seems like a terrible concert. All right, he seems to be looking right at this from above. Okay.
He's a superstar boy. Malcolm, that's my boy. Mac Miller, I love you. Always be my boy. From that 9, from that 412, yeah. From that 41210, yeah. It's a superstar boy. Superstar.
All right, I don't know what this is.
Mac Miller, you the one.
Okay. Mac Miller died of an OD like 2 years ago, and
how interesting. Well, his fans are dying in real time right in front of him. Hold on, I'm going to try and find you the video of the ambulance, because that was the one that I found most upsetting. I'm like, why isn't he reacting to this ambulance that's coming? More footage. Well, okay, so I don't know what. This isn't the same video that I was talking about, but here this shows an ambulance trying to make its way through the crowd. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey. All right, there. See the red lights right off to the left of them? This
might be it.
Everybody good, put a middle finger up in the sky. Okay, one more guy, man. Come on.
Yeah, no, the other video is from his. Well, there you can see it.
All that. 2 hands to the sky.
See, right now he should be saying, "What is that? What's happening out there? Can you make a path for this truck?"
Y'all came to do, chase me. Let's go.
Dude, you could just be some diabetic with low blood sugar. You know,
what is so what? That doesn't matter. You say stop the show. The emergency vehicle is trying to save someone's life, James. You don't go. It's probably just some diabetic.
No, but
It doesn't fucking matter.
From that point of view, is
matter.
that where the emergency vehicle was going? Maybe it already reached its destination.
It doesn't. None of that matters. You see an emergency vehicle trying to make its way through a crowd that you have assembled. You, as a human being, are expected to do what you can to help those emergency vehicles get to whatever it is they're trying to get to. That's not brain surgery, dude.
All right.
That is just common decency.
All right, Travis Scott is whacked out of his mind on drugs, up on a high chair, moaning into some auto-tune microphone. He is not an insurance adjuster, observing the world around him and making rational judgments.
Are you kidding me?
Is there like a stage manager?
You don't think he has any human responsibility?
No, he does. He does. I'm just giving.
Well, then we're not disagreeing.
No, we're not. We're not. I'm just saying my pushback on your whole narrative here is that you're expecting this guy to make the same decisions that you and I would make, or a regular rational person would make. Like, just err on the side of caution. These they're not particularly known for being safety oriented. They would make horrible bureaucrats in the whole department of OSHA. I'll admit all that.
Well, then you know what? I hope he gets the shit suit out of him. I hope he loses every penny that he's ever made in this business.
Agreed.
Oh, okay, good.
Agreed.
Well, okay, but here's an example of something that happened here. This is a fight that broke out, a brawl that broke out at a Foo Fighters show. Have you ever seen this? This is how Dave Grohl, who I argued the other day should be America's benevolent. Oh no, what's that about? What?
No, this is because that makes me think about the time I got in a fight at a Deftones concert, and they did stop it. They stopped the whole goddamn Deftones concert because I was getting beat up by a bald guy.
Well, look at the Deftones being responsible, trying to make sure.
It's a good point. It's a valid point. Shut up.
So here you go. This is what happens at a Foo Fighters show when a brawl breaks out and people start to get out of control.
No. You don't fucking fight at my show, you asshole. Who's that right there? Let me see him. Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting? Let me see him. There's that fucking guy in the striped shirt right there. Hey, motherfucker, look at you. Hey, look at me. Hey, in the striped shirt. Look at me right here, motherfucker. Look at me. Look at me. Get the fuck out of my show right now. Get the fuck out.
Okay, a little performative. I do think that's a little performative. Like, what's the guy gonna do? Okay, But still, he stopped the show. A fight was breaking out, and he probably, I'm sure security were rushing towards the guy to throw that dude's ass out. But
You don't come to my show and fight. You come to my show and fucking dance, you asshole.
Well, Dave, you're not exactly Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah, it's real dance music, the old Foo Fighters.
I don't put up with that bullshit. You people come here to have a good time. That guy could fuck off.
Nice having fun with it.
No. You don't fucking fight at my show, you asshole. Yeah. Who's that right there? Let me see him. Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting? Let me see him. There's that fucking guy in the striped shirt right there.
Okay, so right there, every other dude in the place wearing a striped shirt is like, what? So what the? I didn't do nothing, Dave. Dude in a striped shirt. Bad day to be wearing a striped shirt at a Foo Fighters show. I don't. At any rate, there's an example of somebody who took control of the situation for the betterment of the entire crowd before it turned into a complete melee and brawl.
Right. And I don't think Travis Scott is criminally liable, but in conclusion, yes, he will be sued, and rightfully so. There are civil liabilities all over the place for that.
Well, then look at us.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us. A little simpatico.
We agree on too much stuff.
And you try to make excuses. Maybe I just interpret it as you trying to make excuses. Maybe it's not necessarily that you're making excuses. Maybe you're just a good broadcaster and you're simply trying to further the debate.
Or maybe I give human beings the benefit of the doubt instead of trying to bury them first chance I get.
Okay, and now you're an asshole again, because that person does not deserve the benefit of the doubt. I'm the one that gives humanity the benefit of the doubt, not you.
Mm-hmm. I'm the nice one.
yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
Play you
Well,
Hinkley.
I guess that we're not going to. Oh, Jesus Louises. I guess we're not going to hear from. Do you have any closing thoughts on this? I mean, honestly, we just.
Ladies and gentlemen, why do I even say ladies at this point? Anyways, welcome to.
I don't know why this is happening. Any closing thoughts?
On the Travis Scott thing, or just the entirety of
Yeah.
The Travis Scott thing is everyone just needs to realize when you go into giant mob situations like this, there is like a small fraction of this where this risk is just something you've accepted, and it's not right, and horrible things are going to happen because we live in an imperfect world. But I'm still going to big festivals, so I don't care.
Stacy says, so seriously, why all the cardiac arrests? Because that's what happens when you get completely compressed and you get no air, you get smashed.
No, I
that,
think
that is ultimately the cause of death.
No, I know
There's
it's
broken bone.
No,
well, I heard it explained.
No, it's myocarditis from the vaccine. All these young kids are more likely to have heart inflammation from the vaccine, and I think that's
is that what you're
She's on to him.
Okay. Very good. Hey, you want to know a performer who wouldn't put up with this kind of garbage? America's favorite failed presidential assassin, John Hinckley. And that's how we end each and every show here. Again, folks, I'm sorry. Got to be a short show tonight. Got to tuck the kid in. Got to make breakfast. Got to make some kind of lunch for him. Got a big, busy day tomorrow. Also, programming, there will be no pillow talk tomorrow night. I'm sorry, but high noon as scheduled. This is a promise from me to you. James? There he goes. That's James, live in Louisiana. Always a pleasure to have him with us. And this is me saying goodbye to you folks. Please enjoy, once again, one of the pretty... James, did I tell you? This is, if I ever get married again, this is going to be my wedding song.
No, you're not. You're not going to get married again. That's not going to be your wedding song. Neither one of those are going to happen, so we don't have to worry about it.
100%. You're right, I'm not. But if I did, 100%, this will be our first dance.
Right, easy to say.
By John Hinckley.
Can't even get a girlfriend, so.
Bye, everybody.